automatic door slides open once more. A tall figure steps through the backlit threshold, sporting a black gold uniform and spotless leather gloves. He has the face Rufus once studied in a holographic dossier. Caleb carries a medical report in one hand. My baby is here! Oh my god. Hello Deepspace Hunters and welcome back to a new video on my channel, Virtual Heartbeats. So, as the previous videos, we will go on and read the World Underneath update. This time we will finally going for Caleb, yay. Hello, hello baby, here he's sitting and thinking like me. So, the previous video we read Silas, and I really enjoyed the story of Luke and Kieran and Philip, and Hank and Mephi. The whole team got together. We went through Xavier and the 13th chapter as well. So if you're interested, guys, just check out my channel and watch them. Okay, so tomorrow I will be posting Zane as well. Good night, Frostmere. As he's not my main love interest, I went ahead and skipped right to the man that I love, and unfortunately I won't be covering Raphael's story, not because I don't want to, but because I haven't been able to finish the main story chapters, and it's practically locked. So I'll go through the main story first these following days. So yeah, let's start Caleb. So it's called Above the Ashes, chapter 29. Beyond the viewpoint of our dozen ever observation drones haven't withdrawn. They circle the dying warship like a, I don't know, cat and a bird, probably caged birds. I don't know. Alright, countless dark lenses gaze down in silence to record the proud captain's curtain call. I wonder what this is about. Alright, let's get into it, guys. So it has 5 parts. I think the longest story was Xavier's. It had 6 parts and lots of pages as well. Of course, the shortest one was the one that we were all deeply interested in, the 30th chapter. All right, let's start reading. So the first part is called Bygone Bloom, and it has 30 pages, guys. Oh my god. All right, let's see. A low-frequency hum permeates every corner of the FarSpace Fleet's HQ, as if the air trembles in sync with the distant pulse of the floating harbor and the steady breath of nearby engines. All right, Caleb's at work here. I wonder who this is about. Rufus strides down the corridor. Rufus. Did we encounter Rufus before? I don't recall. His pace is brisk, each footstep landing heavy and measured against the deck because of his military boots. As he passes the operation center, a cluster of young technicians is locked in a heated debate over simulation data. When they see him, the argument dies in the middle of a sentence. They fix their posture, their eyes following his retreating figure. Rufus doesn't break stride. He simply raises a hand over his shoulder as he passes. Don't rush when this is voltage involved. Engineering is about closed-loop thinking. Get your fundamentals down on a support ship first. Yes, Captain. The technician freezes for a second before erupting into murmurs of sudden understanding. Rufus turns the corner and nearly collides with a logistic crew member clutching a stack of documents. His gaze notes the member's haggard features. His pace slows slightly. How did the surgery go for the elder back home? It, it went well. Recovery is still under observation, but the crew member stammers, caught off guard by the attention. If your vacation quota fell short, submit a special authorization request through the system. Use my code. The words are already behind him as Rufus reaches the end of the corridor. Oh, is Rufus a good guy? I don't recall him. Did we encounter him somewhere? Somehow his name sounds familiar, but alright. The automatic doors slide open without a sound, and they seal away the faint warmth of human presence behind him. The air in the interrogation room is cold and carries the dry, rusty scent of old blood. The man seated across the long table sits rigid. He is the quartermaster who has served under Rufus for 5 years. Now he doesn't dare lift his head, his hands clenched white in his lap. The supplies partner representative, lounging on the side sofa, however, appears more at ease. She studies Rufus with obvious curiosity. Captain Rufus, there's no need to be so serious. She taps the table, her tone airy. You can't expect a horse to run without letting it graze. Your quartermaster is a man who understands how the world works. Rufus doesn't spare her a glance. He walks to the head of the table and takes his seat. He removes his officer's cap and sets it on the surface. The soft click is deliberate. The quartermaster flinches. Grace. Rufus repeats the word, his voice betraying nothing. Smuggling unquarantined high-risk protocols into Skyhaven means there's quite an appetite. The representative spreads her hands. No one was hurt. Besides, we've always been the fleet's most loyal supporters. Rufus doesn't acknowledge her. His fingers swipe across the electronic display. A harsh vibration alert resounds from the quartermaster's personal terminal. The public notice screen on the interrogation room flashes red. It's the designation for a fleet-wide broadcast at the highest clearance level. Oh shit. Notice, the former Logistic Division Quartermaster exploited his position during his tenure to illegally transfer unquarantined high-risk protocols. Oh shit. He stepped wrong, guys. Per Article 4.3 of the FarSpace Fleet Code of Conduct and Disciplinary Regulation, he shall be stripped of all duties, effective immediately. He is permanently barred from serving in the future. Oh shit. That's harsh. Past merits aren't a get out of jail free card. Rufus' gaze passes over his former colleague. I trusted you. The quartermaster's face is ashen. He leans back in his chair. The rep. Guys, just a thought. The way Rufus acts. Is this exactly how Caleb acts when he acted when he was interrogated in the MC? I mean, are all those first space fleet captains this way? Because I might want one home. Like, give me this cold man. This Rufus guy, I don't know what he looks like, but he sounds good to me. All right. Um, he leans back in his chair. The representative smile freezes. She raises and speaks, her tone cold. Rufus, we're hardly the only ones who have issues with you. You're cutting off your own path. Doors over there. Rufus straightens his officer's cap, his gaze already fixed on a holographic sand table beyond her. 2 weeks later, the gangway connection in the FarSpace Fleet port. The restructuring of partnership has caused no disruptions. It has the opposite effect. Ever's combat blue logo blinks to life across the harbor's docking arms and equipment interfaces one after another. Here's Ever. Everything runs smoother, cleaner than before. When one of the fleet's largest former partners withdrew in the wake of the protocol smuggling scandal, Ever seized the moment to step in and slowly consolidated a number of smaller specialized resources under its umbrella. Rufus stands on the elevated bridge. He watches that cobalt blue rise like a tide and wash over every corner he knows by heart. Dismantle the spoof signal array. A cold voice cuts through the ambient hum. Rufus frowns, turning to descend the stairs. A technical advisor wearing an Ever uniform stands at the side of the bridge and gestures towards a cluster of old model signal reception arrays that have survived to this day. All these chapters, they're so filled with all these hard to pronounce words. I mean, Evil loves doing that. All right. They're relics from the fleet's founding and older than Skyhaven itself. The massive ball-shaped primary reflector gathers signals from deep space. Surrounding it in a ring of curved secondary panels. Each is independently adjustable as they fan outward like layered paddles and focus signal beams from every direction towards the central feed cabin. The entire structure is supported by metal spokes at its back. It raises like the stem of a flower, so the crew has always called it a sunflower. Rufus walks over, raising a hand to halt the work. Stop. Oh yes, Daddy. The advisor notices him and offers a perfunctory smile. Perfunctory. What the heck is this word? I've never heard it before. He nudges his glasses. Perfunctory. What? Captain, according to our assessment, this signal array's effective information captures rate is too slow. The fleet is now equipped with Ever's latest receivers. There's no need to waste processing power on a meaningless background noise. Rufus stands his ground before the advisor, his gaze unwielding. Its efficiency may not meet some people's standards, but it's honest. It records everything it sees and hears exactly as received. I understand your attachment to legacy equipment. After all, you've been with the fleet for over a decade now. Oh, he's old, guys. Jesus. But this is 2048. Oh my god. The new receivers are paired with the most intelligent, most advanced algorithmic system available. Yeah, and it's from Ever. Like if they wanna hide something, they will probably not waste any time. Decision-making efficiency will improve dramatically. This isn't about nostalgia. We must have access to the raw frequency bands. It's non-negotiable. Perhaps you don't fully appreciate what these algorithms offer. The advisor's tone is patient. Their filtering parameters are modeled on over a decade of data from every deep space related incident Skyhaven has faced. Any signal the system filters out is either known, a harmless natural phenomenon, or its energy signature is so negligible that even if it reached the surface, it couldn't possibly pose a threat. Your models are built on known quantities and current ground capabilities, but the entire point of deep space exploration is confronting the unknown. What your system trims away as signal noise could be a new type of transmission never before recorded, or he pauses. The intermittent distress call from a powerless escape pod as it drifts in the dark. Hmm. The probability of something that extreme, the FarSpace Fleet's history is full of such cases. You are welcome to look them up. The advisor is like, fucking hell. The advisor falls silent. Rufus steps forward, his voice steadfast. When the system declares everything as clear, I need to verify the raw frequency band myself. Oh, this guy, it's... but where is Caleb? I want something related to him. And I wonder when this is happening. Alright, let's see. The two maintain eye contact for a while. The advisor has no desire to start a conflict with a captain of Rufus's standing. But in the early days of a new partnership, not in the early days of a new partnership anyway. He shrugs, conceding. Fine. If you insist on this level of caution, I'll have to note in my report that it will add to the fleet's operating budget. After the advisor leaves, Rufus stands alone before the Sunflower's master control panel. He enters a long, complex encryption key and logs the analog array's output directly to his personal terminal and sets the highest priority override. It bypasses ever system pre-processing. So this only shows that the fleet, I mean its highest rank captain doesn't trust ever. Not by a long shot. Like, I don't trust your fucking equipment. This is the equipment we always use and is very efficient, and I don't trust your new master equipment. It logged it to his personal files, so I wonder what he was expecting. The warship slips into the planet's shadow. Rufus returns to the deck where a file marked highest priority unfolds across the holographic display. The young man in a holograph has a striking, handsome face and flawless smile. This sounds like Caleb. Oh my god, guys, we only just... Um, oh... Oh, I think it really is Caleb. Rufus's gaze sweeps over the dazzling service record. S-rank pilot, voyage record holder, solo bridge specialist. Oh my god! Caleb's resume is so good. So this is when he became a colonel. Oh my freaking god! This is so good. So did we met Rufus before? Was uh, one of those unsufferable captains we encountered in his main story, but I don't recall Rufus's name. Maybe I'm just not remembering it. Each title represents countless brushes with death, where survival relied on sheer skill. But as he lowers his gaze, 4 words sit at the bottom of the file. Recommended by ever. Guys, these are 3 words. What's going on? Where's the 4th word? Is the dot? Oh my god. Yeah, his adjutant stands nearby, observing Rufus's expression. The air holds its silence before Rufus presses his palm together and closes the file. To him, possessing an extraordinary talent, only to willingly become Ever's instrument is more tragic than incompetence. Oh my god. Please, don't make my boy incompetent. Like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out, Rufus. Look at his Caleb's as rank pilot, voyage record holder, solo bridge specialist. Oh my god, he's so good. Okay. I'm losing my shit. Every bit of lore I get of Caleb, it's like a freaking treat to me. With Silas as well, but with Caleb, he's my boy. All right, sorry. Let's see. God, is the The first part was so long. Okay, let's see. The second part is called Peril. Hmm. It has 7 parts. So yeah, let's see. Just a moment. Okay. The energy output from the mutated protocore has breached the standard threshold. The magnetic storm it's triggering is still expanding. The light in the briefing room has been dimmed. I hope Caleb is here. In almost complete darkness, a holographic sand table hovers at the center of the room. Ever's technical representative stands in the shadows and sweeps the air to pull up a set of raw frequency bands captured by the sunflower. It's overlaid against the sand table's imaging. Once converted, faint specks of light flickers at the edge of the hazard zone. Captain Rufus, you know how to plan ahead. The representative smiles and slowly claps. Our new algorithms are designed to filter out fluctuations in deep space that pose no threat. Unfortunately, they also screen out live support signals whose spectral signatures overlap too closely with the magnetic field. If you hadn't insisted on preserving those inefficient frequency bands, we likely wouldn't have known that anyone was trapped in the magnetic storm until their wreckage drifted out. Yeah. A Deep Space Aviation Administration patrol squadron. He unhurriedly gestured towards the flickering speck of light. They were conducting routine deep space cartography when the magnetic storm's sudden expansion swept them in. The navigation systems across the board failed. They're surviving on backup power alone. Life support systems were operating on a bare minimum while they were in turbulence. I imagine the AA is still scrambling to locate their missing research team as we speak. Oh, I don't. Is this when Caleb had that accident and he drifted in space? The adjutant stands behind Rufus and gulps. You know, I never remember. Did DMC know about this? Did did he tell her? Uh, I I don't remember. The adjutant stands behind Rufus and gulps. Ever since the Sunflower dispute, Ever's displeasure with their uncooperative captain has surfaced in one resource approval clash and technical disagreement after another. The sudden show that this only shows that Ever is after something. Like, why don't you want to have that sunflower? The sudden show of goodwill is impossible to take at face value. This is currently the only viable solution. The representative rotates the hologram to reveal a model of black angular device, a suppressor developed by Ever under emergency protocols. Deploy it to the center zone and activate it. It will neutralize the energy fluctuations. Not only will it save the DAA researchers, but it will also allow us to salvage the mutated protocore. Its mutation profile exceeds anything in our existing archives, so its research value is immeasurable. The representative pauses, his gaze cutting through the hologram to land directly on Rufus. The magnetic storm is a meat grinder. Any standard fighter that enters is as good as dead. After careful consideration, only the flagship's armor integrity combined with your personal pilot skills stand any chance of delivering the suppressor to the central area. Oh, is he serious? Like, is he sending him to his death? Like, and that's what I'm getting from this. They did like this is a suicide mission, and he's like, "You're the only one who can do it." Oh my god. The briefing room falls deadly silent. Rufus runs his thumb along a scratch on his glove. His adjutant leans in and murmurs, "Captain, please reconsider. That protocol may be valuable, but if we bide our time and wait for the storm to weaken, we can find a safer way to salvage it. Rufus says nothing. His gaze remains fixed on the light drifting across the sand table. Each one represents a life. He understands the logic his adjutant is laying out all too well. If he ignores the distress signals that would have been filtered out regardless, he can refuse Ever's hastily assembled solution on perfectly reasonable grounds. Avoid the unknown risk. Protect himself. A flicker of amusement passes through the representative's eyes. The adjutant's voice grows more urgent. Besides, the AA has nothing to do with us. At worst, we send the perimeter fleet to hover at the edge to put a show of rescue. Sorry, to put a show of rescue efforts. Notify all stations. The flagship departs in 10 minutes. Rufus stands up. His gaze passes over the ever-representative without stopping. His voice as steadfast as iron as it severs every unspoken protest before it can leave his adjustant's lips. Oh my god, Rufus, boy, he has like giant steel balls. He's like, I'm not going to let this ever bitch tell me what to do. He was like, is he challenging me? I'll give him a freaking challenge. Alright. If he turns a blind eye now and saves himself by pretending he never heard the cries for help, then what was the point of keeping that sunflower in the first place? Ever has hoisted him into a pedestal built of duty. Only two paths remain: become a blade that bends to their hand, exactly, or an obstacle marked for removal. Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. They've tested his limits time and time again. Very well, he'll give them an answer that leaves no room for misreading. Central Fleet, here's your mission objective. We're bringing them home. Oh, Rufus! Ah! I don't know how old he is, but boy, he's made of stiffer stuff, like, the heck. Alright, I'm liking this chapter with Caleb, even though it's not really about Caleb at the moment, only those files about him came to give us details about Caleb. Alright, the third part is called The Final Decision. It has 8 pages, so let's go. The flagship presses forward step by step into the heart of the magnetic storm's vortex. The space around it has already been warped under the onslaught of furious energy currents, yet Rufus's hands remain steady on the sensory control interface. He operates with the certainty of a surgeon with a scalpel. His neural link feeds directly into the warship system. Every minute shift in the chaos outside registers against his senses. Under his command, the vessel moves with almost instinctive precision. The bow tilts briefly, riding an incoming wave of energy flux as cover. He threads the needle past gravitational forces strong enough to tear through armor. A pulse bursts from the starboard support thrusters, corrects their attitude. He's a really good pilot. The movement is elegant. Arrival at designated coordinates has been confirmed. Protocol detective, extending docking bridge. Rufus, my boy. Dang! With a heavy thud of impact, the black angular suppressor locks onto the protocol. On the hologram, the readings representing the protocol fluctuations spike wildly. It's an unexpected reaction to the intervention. But when the system countdown ends, there is no stabilization. Instead, a glaring warning flashes across the control interface. Insufficient power detected. An external energy source is required to initiate neutralization protocol? What? Rufus stares at the prompt, his pupils contracting. Inside the sealed maelstrom, only two power sources exist: the flagship's engines and the life support system of the stranded patrol squadron. Oh no. So this is a trap. So this is the trap. He always knew Ever's generosity would come with a price. He prepared for the obvious ones, using a deep space crisis to eliminate him, leveraging a failed mission to demand his death, or engineering a power grab over the fleet. None of that frightened him. He believed in his own skills and his crew's loyalty, but he never anticipated this. In Ever's calculation, the Protocore's transformation wasn't a crisis to be managed. It was an opportunity. They placed assets on one side of the scale and human lives on the other. Yeah, that's Ever for you. Sneaky bastard. Then they forced his hand onto the weight. Through the comms channel, the ever representative voice cuts through the storm. It's crisp, unhurried, and soft as silk. Captain Rufus, please confirm immediately. If this protocol's fluctuations spiral out of control, it will trigger a cascading overload across Skyhaven's power grid. For the greater good, a certain degree of resource loss is acceptable. We know every pilot in the FarSpace Fleet, and the Deepspace Aviation Administration has made peace with the possibility of resting among the stars. The voice pauses, then it continues as if stating the most natural truth in the world. Oh, this is so beautiful said. We know every pilot in FarSpace Fleet, and the Deep Space Aviation Administration has made peace with the possibility of resting among the stars. Oh my god. Just like Caleb, he always says goodbyes when he leaves on a mission. Oh my god. Biggest FarSpace Fleet pilot, it's so fucking dangerous. Besides, the research value of this protocol is worth 10 squadrons like this. Captain, just press it. The adjustant's voice cracks as it cuts in. They're so certain that the protocol is one of a kind. If this mission fails, you'll be stripped of everything. This was always a rigged game. Ever is forcing you to choose. Rufus' vision narrows until nothing remains but that scarlet activation key. His hand hovers above it, its weight as heavy as 1,000 lives. A chill rises through him and seeps into his bones and soul. He cannot accept a world where human uh, lives are placed on a scale and measured, where every breath is converted into cold numerical columns of profit and loss. All units. A violent shudder tears through the flagship. Energy overload screams through the hull. The comms signal fractures into static. His right hand comes down not on the activation key. It slashes through the cables connecting the suppressor. In one swift motion, he kills Ever dedicated interface permanently. This is my final order. Evacuate immediately. Oh. Rufus' voice rings through the fleet's internal channel. There was neither hesitation nor the intention of taking it back. Captain, Captain, what are you doing? His adjustant panicked cry is severed and locked outside the comm channel. Without the suppressor's guidance, the protocol at the vortex center breaks free. It begins to collapse and expand. Rufus slams the thrusters into dangerous threshold marked in red. Against his own orders, every shield generator on the flagship overloads at once. They flare to life in a single desperate, fragile barrier planted directly between the raging torrent of energy about to burst and the DAA stranded squadron. Alarms scream in overlapping waves. The warship groans at the edge of structural failure. Rufus's nervous system is fused deep into the flagship's system. Every inch of armor that's torn away feels as though it's being ripped from his flesh. As he grits his teeth, he endures and refuses to move. Oh, he's sacrificing himself. Oh my god. 4. The final bow and the debut. So if Rufus doesn't um survive, right? I guess Caleb comes and takes his place. I don't know. So Ever still got what they wanted. Sneaky little bastards. Oh my god, I fucking hate Ever. Like, I get now what they are trying to do with the sixth love interest, like, not binding him to Ever, other than these collaborations they have with them. Cause I'm not sure if I would have liked him if he actually was the CEO of the company of Ever. Like, no, they're freaking evil. So no, thank you. Okay, so let's go with the fourth part. On the bridge's main display, the lights representing the DA's patrol squadron fade from red one by one. They vanish into the area beyond the boundaries of the safe zone. Oh, so he saved them in the end. After the final onslaught of energy flux, the flagship is unrecognizable. Its sleek figure has been torn apart, its starboard armor stripped clean. Conduits and cables are exposed to outer space like raw veins. Inside the cockpit, life support oxygen levels have dropped below the safety threshold. Rufus feels a suffocating coldness closing around his consciousness. Beyond the viewport, over a dozen ever observation drones haven't withdrawn. They circle the dying warship like carrion birds. Oh, so this is the resume here. Countless dark lenses gaze down in silence to record the proud captain's curtain call. Is this how it ends? Rufus' breath comes in ragged gasps. His vision blurs and drifts. He sees himself as a young man. He sees the faces of old crewmates, one after another. He sees the day he first set foot in the FarSpace Fleet's HQ and the sunflower's metal petals unfurling under the sunlight. When his lighthouse goes dark, where will this ship called the FarSpace Fleet sail in the approaching darkness? Will it still hold true to the purpose it was born to follow? Will it chart deep space with independence and conviction? Or will it become nothing more than a pawn beneath a vast machine and wait for orders? He has no regrets. There's only a lingering ache of unfinished business. He never made it as far as he wanted to go. Warning, high-level energy signature approaching. A pitch-black fighter jet rips through the chaotic energy fields at staggering speed. Is this Caleb? As soon as it appears, it tightly focused EM point blankets the airspace occupied by Ever's drone swarm. Data uplinks are severed and camera feeds dissolve into static. Rufus' fading vision can even track its trajectory. The fighter jet doesn't slow. In the same breath, it grazes the singularity and fires a signal unremarkable silver beacon. There's no explosion. That beacon functions like a lightning rod, uh, as it seizes the furious energy torrent that should have devoured the flagship. It's bent into a wicked refraction through space. The redirected surge screams past the warship mangled hull and plunges into the circling swarm of drones. Without any sound or warning, the entire formation is swept into oblivion and swallowed by light. The massive shockwave's aftermath hurls the flagship and makes it tumble toward the far reaches of deep space. No, it's not. Amid the violent shuddering, Rufus finally slips beyond the edge of consciousness. At last, he falls into a long, dreamless night. So, I don't know, they kill him? Or they just spared his suffering? I don't know. Okay, so Rufus dies in the end. I'm so sorry. So this is, actually, I hope I don't lose this thought, but maybe I should just say it now. What? Uh, oh, so he's alive. And that was Caleb, guys. That was Caleb. I just got a smidge of spoiler there. Our boy is so courageous. You know, guys, I started this game, playing this game because of Silas. I mean, I saw um, some ads, and I saw Silas in those ads, and I was like, who the hell is that man? I just need to download this game now. And I fell in love with it, of course, like 1 year and a half ago. Uh, but then as I reached the main story and that chapter about Caleb and the explosion at their house, I looked at Caleb and I was like, this guy is so handsome. He definitely is a love interest or will be in the future. And I was like, and then I found out, of course, that he was going to be released. And I was like, guys, this man is my main, my main love interest. And he is still this day. And to be honest, um, the sixth love interest will really, really, really have to pull all the stops to make me not love Caleb. Like, I don't know if I don't even. We will see. Yeah, let's let's keep on reading. Sorry, guys. Yeah, picking about my man. All right. Okay, so the fifth part is called Eve. When his consciousness returns, the scent clinging to his nostrils is no longer the acrid char of ozone. It's the cold, sterile bite of antiseptic. The white walls of a covert medical station slowly sharpens into focus. Rufus tries to gather his thoughts. But something refuses to align. He doesn't need a doctor to deliver the verdict. After half a lifetime of fighting in deep space, he knows the neural links feedback into with intimate precision. And now that seamless spatial awareness of blending with his worship is slipping away. He's no longer fit for any sort of intensive command. The automatic door slides open without a second. Rufus remembers the name of every soul aboard of the FarSpace Fleet, so he knows Liam is the one to step inside. Liam. Liam skips the pleasantries, his voice low. Captain, please allow me to give the fleet's official debriefing that was submitted to Ever. Rufus, stripped of his rank and having defied reasonable technical guidance during the operation, has perished alongside his ship. What? Rufus listens, his sharp gaze is fixed on Liam as he waits for the rest. Colonel Caleb? Yes, my man is here! Was dispatched under emergency protocols. He successfully salvaged the high-risk mutated protocol and prevented a power grid crisis in Skyhaven. Oh, that sounds so hot! It's a flawless debut for the new colonel. Liam's tone remains measured and factual. I assume he piloted that black fighter jet. I knew it. I knew that was Caleb. A faint knowing smile crosses Rufus's lips. Certain suspicions fall into place. The official report is clear, Captain. The energy flux at the vortex center was highly unpredictable. The drones were lost due to an unfortunate accident while attempting close-range combat documentation. No other cause has been identified. Liam recites the script with perfect neutrality. Additionally, you should be aware that your survival is strictly classified. The medical station is Colonel Caleb's private Oh, this medical station is Colonel Caleb's private facility. You're encouraged to focus on recovering here. Oh my god. Caleb saved him and hid that from ever. That's so fucking good. Rufus' expression doesn't soften. His gaze remains locked on Liam, and he cuts straight to the point. And Caleb's hidden everything he's done from ever. Yes! Liam presses his lips together and lowers his gaze. Captain Rufus. Oh! My baby's here! The automatic door slides open once more. A tall figure steps through the backlit threshold, sporting a black gold uniform and spotless leather gloves. He has the face Rufus once studied in a holographic dossier. Caleb carries a medical report in one hand. My baby's here! Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. He reaches the bedside, carefully sets it down, and lets his gaze drift past the tangle of tubes and monitors until it settles on the sunflowers arranged in a nearby vase. He says gently, "You're still recovering. Try not to overexert yourself." Guys, I'm going crazy over here. Colonel Caleb in his prime, like he just got. I'm so. This is so good. This is the first time Rufus has laid eyes on his successor. In person, Caleb is every bit as striking and composed as his photograph. Yet something in the depth of his gaze carries an unexpected warmth. Oh, that's my man, yes! Cold on the outside, warm on the inside. I'm going crazy here, guys. Rufus maintains eye contact with him before finally speaking. His voice is rough. You wrote yourself a perfect script. Yes, Caleb's admission lacks any semblance of hesitation. They needed a story like this to establish new rules. And I needed this identity to preserve some of the old ones. Look at my man playing ever, like stabbing them in the back without them knowing from the first second. Ow, this is the best chapter in this World Underneath update. Oh my god. Your road will be harder than mine, Rufus says, his voice heavy with the weight of certainty. Caleb's eyes reveal the faintest hint of amusement. There's the stillness of someone who has long since mastered the game. Rufus coughs, letting his eyes close as he turns away. He says nothing more and listens to the measured steps of military boots returning to the door. When the door is just about to close, he opens his eyes one last time. Caleb's figure is resolute and unwavering as he strides towards the treacherous labyrinth of power. A long silence passes. Then Rufus' lips slowly twist into something caught between self-mockery and release. He believed the FarSpace Fleet needed a lighthouse, one willing to burn itself to ashes, but perhaps he was wrong. This dark frontier doesn't need more fire, it needs a greater night. And hidden at night's end will be morning finally unleashed. Unsheathed. It's the same. Guys, I cannot believe I just read how Caleb come to become a colonel in the FarSpace Fleet. This was so fucking good. I just loved it so much. Oh my god. Above the ashes. I cannot believe they put Caleb's colonel story, the beginnings here. I wasn't expecting that. And I'm so happy about it. I always wondered how he became a colonel. And this story, well, it was so good. Not only he became a colony style, but he also saved Rufus, who was clearly a very moral person and a great captain. And Caleb knew that, and he played Ever like a fiddle. He played them behind their back and saved Rufus, and also, but and at the same time become the colonel that Ever thought he was, like their puppet, but he wasn't. Oh my god, guys, this was so good. Best chapter ever. Best chapter ever. It, I don't know. I loved it. I loved it so much. Oh my god, I'm so hyped. I don't know if I'm just biased because Caleb is my man, but I don't know. It was really good. Having the Colonel's ascent story under our belt is just great. It's just great.
A weather alert just popped up on the screen.
Look at my man. He's here. His face full of kisses. So
let me guess. You want to show off and talk about how many wanderers you defeated today.
Oh my colonel! Oh my god! I can't believe he saved Rufus.
To beat your personal best?
Alright guys, so that was it for this today's video. I hope you enjoyed this chapter as much as I did. Let me know down in the comments if you liked it, and what do you think about the Colonel Caleb's Ascent story. And be sure to check tomorrow as well, because I'll be putting on the last part of the World Underneath update, Zane's Goodnight Frostmere, which is actually very good as well. So yeah, thank you for being here guys, and like and subscribe if you like my content, and I will see you in the next video, which will probably be aside from tomorrow's Zane's chapter, I'll probably be on Monday on the 27th, when I'm definitely like 19% sure that Info will drop the new PV for the spring multi-banner. Last year Lumiere rerun was on the 20, just like Raphael's rerun right now, and the spring flower banner PV dropped on the 27, so I'm sure this one will drop on Monday as well. So be sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you then guys. Bye bye.